What is the shadow? So your shadow aspect, your shadow self, is basically programs, wounds, stories that pretty much reside in the unconscious, right? And there are these programs where they are experiences like your experience that you've had, most likely from the time that you were a child. Some of them maybe even from past lifetimes that you've kind of brought into this lifetime. So there are aspects of yourself that have been kind of suppressed and repressed and put away into the unconscious, into a little box, because it was not safe to be that way, right? And these parts of yourself a lot of times have been really shamed. Most of us, a lot of us, have been shamed for these shadow aspects of ourselves. Meanwhile, it might not be anything so catastrophic and bad and whatnot. It's not bad. It's not a part of you that is, that should be felt like to be guilty for, right? But we have been made guilty or shamed for, or scolded, or whatever the process is. And we took that as this trauma, and we locked it away, and we said, this is not safe to be this way. Therefore, we're not going to do that anymore. We're going to turn on a different kind of thing. This is what we're going to do because this is what is accepted. This is what my parents accept. This is what society accepts. This is whatever. And we do that in order to be accepted, in order to feel safe. Because if you're not accepted and, you stand out, you're no longer safe. And the unconscious will do anything and everything to really, truly protect you, to keep you safe in its own way. And so these aspects, we lock them away, and we compartmentalize them, and kind of create the fragmentation within our soul with these shadow aspects. But doing shadow work is bringing these aspects back, like bringing them into our consciousness, into awareness, and really truly accepting them, giving them love. Because behind this shadow, like ultimately all of it is not feeling loved, right? So we bring up these aspects in order to see them, in order to accept them, in order to love them, in order to see them, witness them. And once we do all of that very consciously with the body, not just saying through our mind, here, I accept this, but then you continue to act out in this protective mechanism where, again, you're keeping the shadow in the unconscious, right? So that's the part of the shadow work, and sometimes it's very uncomfortable to do that, right? It can be messy. It can feel so ungrounding, nerve-wracking, in order to bring these parts of ourselves to the surface and be like, oh, this is what I have to accept, right? It looks so ugly and unlovable, but behind all of that is still it's that little girl or little boy, like your inner child, that just wants love and acceptance and to be seen by the people who are there to protect you, who were there to protect you. You want to be loved and seen and accepted by them. And it feels so, because all of us still, to some extent, always, when we get triggered, that's our inner child. We revert to that inner child, right? And we're like, this is, this is my coping mechanism. This is what I learned to do in childhood. So therefore, I'm going to be triggered again and I'm going to react this way. But when you learn to do the shadow work, you learn to accept these parts of yourself and to really transform it. Because when we're talking about doing your shadow work, what you're doing is you're transforming all of these parts, or one by one, right?